Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Batman, issue number 89. This was a fan-freaking-tastic book. Dude, Tinian is straight just marching forward and killing it, introducing not just new characters, because that's happening. First cameo appearance in here, two appearances. Everybody's like, oh, there's only one quick cameo appearance. No, there's actually two. This is a complete cameo appearance here, not a partial. Anyway, also still introducing new tech. So this comic book is a lot more key than people are leading on to. I apologize for not being able to get to this sooner. You know, life. Anyway, let's get talking about who made this comic book, and then I'll start delving into the book itself. So this issue is called Their Dark Designs, Part 4. Love it. The next issue is going to be called Out of the Past. Oh, I'm sensing some Brian Hill vibes on this. James Tinney IV is the writer, though. The artists, there are three of them: Carlos Pagualeon, Guilhem March, and Danny Mackay. On colors, Tomio Morey. On letters, Clayton Cowles. And on the cover, Tony S. Daniel and Tomio Morey. There's a variant cover by Francisco Mattina, and Batman was created by Bill Finger. Okay, so we get a better understanding of what exactly is going on with everybody in this book, because the previous issue was just a big bloodbath, pretty much. So we get to see that everybody survived. Well, I don't know about the innocent civilians, but we'll see. But the Penguin does, in fact, actually survive. And the way that he talks to people is ridiculous. Hey, I'm here. You're going to need to perform surgery on me, but I also need you to call this number. If you do it, I'll give you $10,000 or something like that. He's going to give him like a whole lot of money. I'll pay you $100,000 if you call this number. If you don't, well, then I'm going to kill your entire family. Well, let's see. Which one should I go with? So he's got a very huge diaspora there. It's like, I'm the most generous person in the world. Or bloodbath. Dude, I love the way that they're doing the Penguin in this, because he's genuinely frightening like this. I love this version of his mob boss. Just absolutely fantastic. He's somebody you want to listen to because you don't want to not listen to him. But they're actually benefits, not just consequences. So I'm digging on that. More than that, right before even that happens, you get the idea that, what do you call it? Bruce Wayne is doing some new things, rebuilding half the city. Actually look at the newspaper headlines there. You have to kind of make it out because it's not meant to be the focus. But it's one of those things that if you can figure out what it's saying, it's actually helping out with the story as a whole. You remember back in the day when Thomas Wayne created the rail system? He did a whole bunch of really cool changes and fixes to Gotham, but he created the rail system, the monorail, in order to get people around, poor and rich, around Gotham City, because it's so huge and just boom, and it's safe. It's above, all the fray. When push comes to shove, that's kind of what Bruce is doing. But I think that he's doing it in a very different way, because he's doing it in ways that he's not even taking the public opinion. Look, Batman is probably the greatest comic book character ever. He's got more appearances, he's got more issues, he's got more of everything, and he makes more money than all of the other comic book properties, including Superman and Spider-Man. So, that says something. But it's the complications of the character that I think motivate more than enough of us, if not close to all of us. Batman could do things in a different way. He's also Bruce Wayne. Too often, writers are focusing on the idea that he dresses up like a bat and punches poor people in the face, or mafia bosses who are taking advantage of poor people. But what about the actual elite rich, right? And here, from what I'm seeing so far, Tinian is showing that, yeah, Batman is still one of those elite riches. He may be on the street fighting the criminals, but this is giving him a very sardonic view of the world, right? He's seeing the worst at the top and the worst at the bottom, but he's still at the top, and he can't really relate to the common folk. You don't just change the entire city thinking, well, I know better than you know, so yeah, I'm rich and you're poor. At the end of the day, as smart as Bruce Wayne is, he is still a trust fund baby. He didn't earn this wealth. He was handed this wealth. Yeah, he's really smart and he's done a whole bunch of cool things with the wealth, but when push comes to shove, he didn't create this wealth. It was handed off to him. You could fail 100 times and still be that wealthy. You know what I'm saying? Still be wealthy with the amount of inheritance that he got. So even just one success could be like, oh, well, I'll just focus on this. It's great when you have the resources to just throw anything on the wall and see what sticks. The rest of us can't do that. We have to bank, many of us have to bank all of our chips on one or two things and hope that we've done enough research on it. Bruce Wayne doesn't need to do that. Likewise, he can literally just say, I'm going to change this entire city. I've got the money to, push the lobbyists to do, whatever. I am the lobbyist, for crying out loud. I'm going to do what I think is right. And his motivations are sound. But the idea that we're actually seeing people on the ground, we're talking about professionals. These are people working at the front desk of a hospital. And they're just like, common people, but, educated common people. And they're just like, yeah, I don't like the idea that Bruce is just doing things and we don't even get a say in it. We just got to kind of hold our breath and bide our time and hope for the best. Yeah, Tynion is breathing life, not just into Batman and his rogues gallery and new characters and whatnot. No, he's breathing life into Gotham. Is there a possibility, and I've been saying it for a while now, my peeps, if you're new to Comic Book University, if this is the first Batman video that you're checking out, you probably picked a really good one. But I've been saying for a year now, James Tynion IV is that guy that we're going to turn around and say, yo, remember when Zack Snyder, screw that guy. Not really, but you get what I'm saying. What do you call it? Let's stick to comics. When Scott Snyder came up, when freaking Jeff Johns came up, right? You remember when all these guys came up and just all of a sudden, like, boom, they did something amazing. They breathed new life into characters. Holy crap, right? When Donny Cates came up and people were like, whoa, what's going on here? And I've been saying for a while, dude, low-key, James Tynion IV is changing the game. And we could watch this, what he's been doing in Justice League Dark, what he's doing in all these different comic books, these minute amount of comic books that he's been just jumping into the game with. All of a sudden, they gave him Batman. I've been saying, this is good things. This is good stuff. Look at what's happening here. This is the initial palpitations where we're breathing brand new life into all of Gotham City. Batman ethos is about to change. And one day in the future, our kids are going to say that this time was lore. We get to live through this stuff, dumb kids. We get to see this stuff develop issue by issue, floppy by floppy. We don't need no trade paperback or digital media for this, man. Boom, baby. Jump on it. We get this character right here, the gunsmith. Mind you, I'm only 3 pages into this. We get the gunsmith on here. Who is this character? He's a guy who couldn't get, he wasn't fit to be a soldier for whatever, idea. Maybe one testicle hung too far lower than the other one. Maybe he had flat feet. Maybe he had freaking bone spurs or, whatever. But he's really smart and a bit of a psychopath because, hey, this guy has the ability to walk into an airport electronics store, all right? And there are not a whole lot of electronic stores in the airport. It's usually the drugstore that has the electronics section. But he'll take that stuff and make a gun out of it and kill somebody in the airport. He walked through, I ain't got no gun, man. But he just walks in and mix something up and then take the shot. You know what I'm saying? 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. Make sure, right? That's what this dude does. Batman goes and points out, I've fought soldiers before. And Captain America essentially kicked your butt. Bane didn't jump in and fans didn't vote otherwise. I'm saying it. Anyway, I love that. Here's this character who gets beat inside of 2 pages. And yet, we got a history for him. Dude, characters matter in this book. People wondering, is Punchline going to be anything special? Look at the attention to detail that this cat, James Tynion IV, is paying attention to what are essentially, right now, throwaway villains. You don't think that he's going to do something amazing with Punchline? Yo, it's still the first week that this issue was released. I put these books up quick. If you're interested in a key issue, key, baby. Key. I'm talking Joe Hill style lock-in key. Put in your head. Get the damn book. So we get a whole bunch in here. We also get more from Mr. Teeth and what his original name was and why. Everybody here, just really quick. We see Harley Quinn in here kicking butt. alongside of Catwoman, and she's actually kicking more butt than Catwoman is. I'm cool with that because she's far less distracted than freaking Harley is, right? Anyway, we see this thing over here, like everybody's focusing on the idea that Punchline only has this appearance right here, right? Yeah, the Joker is alive. That wasn't actually Joker. Oh, it's just this little thing of Punchline here. No, sorry. Pay attention. Pay attention. All the people who are reading this book and aren't actually reading the book, look, that's Punchline there also. So you do get 2 actual cameo appearances in this cameo issue. Is this book going to... look, we could have that... and I don't do speculation. I don't usually do this. I will talk about it, but that's not the key focus of my channel. My key focus is on the storyline, but I will absolutely discuss speculation and key issues and stuff like that with you because it matters. You know what I'm saying? This is a complete comic book channel. It's not a focused comic book channel. So as far as key issues, speculation goes, yes, this is 100% a key issue, 100% guaranteed. There's also these new devices, the bat drones, there's actually a name in there, right? I care about story too, so buy the comic book to see what that is, but also first appearance of these things. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, you want to talk about here, just I'm going to get back to the Punchline thing in a moment, why this book is so important. It's not just the idea that you got lemons out of lemonade with this book, because that's exactly what pretty much happened. James Tynion IV inherited a book that was canceled. Look, I do love Tom King. I loves me some Tom King. Well, I've never met the guy, you know what I'm saying, but he's got some great work, okay? I'm not going to put aside what I read in Mr. Miracle to say, oh, well, he really screwed up. Yes, he screwed up in the Batman book. He screwed up in the Batman book, and it does bother me. He won't take responsibility. He won't own up to that. More people than not said, you done bad, and he got removed from a book. That says something. You gotta pay attention to that. And if you love Tom King's work on this, cool, but understand, you are clearly in the minority. So when you think about what Tynion inherited in this book, and yet he comes out of pretty much nowhere and just says, oh, look, we changing things up. Alfred's dead. I don't want to hear about blame. Well, DC made him do it. No, DC didn't give him the initial idea to kill him off camera and whatnot. It's not, again, loves me some Tom King, but I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for everybody. I don't get paid to make excuses for anybody. This is my stone cold, raw dog opinion on things. You don't like it, you don't like it. I don't know what the snowflakey crap is. I'm always surprised when I get pushback on an opinion. Anyway, when push comes to shove, Tom King killed Alfred. Okay, he didn't have to, keep him dead. He chose to kill him off. So now DC jumped their fingers in. However you want to look at it, Alfred's dead. So all of us, if any of us were to write a book, I think most of us want to talk about the relationship that Alfred and Bruce had with each other, right? That's one of the main things to focus on in a Batman book, and Tynion can't do that. Tynion instead has to look at something else. So he does. And by doing that, he's thinking, well, what would that new relationship entail? And undeniably, it would involve new tech. We also got a point, and I showed you in that one book. I already put it back, so not taking it back out again. That's it. We're done. Joker recognizes the identities of a lot of these characters who are in this the story, the Bat family. Not everybody is put on there, but enough of those people are put on there. There's always the question, did he actually look under their masks in the Death of the Family story? You know what I'm saying? So in this case, he actually has the secret identity and the public identity of Tim Drake, Red Hood, and Nightwing, and Barbara Gordon, right? Like he's got a couple, and they're up on the wall, so he knows who these people are, so he's going to be going after these people. Mind you, there's this other new character coming out of nowhere, and he's apparently trumping all of these guys. This is, like, there's a lot going on in this book, man, and it's deep. We're talking onion level, layers upon layers, just opening each one up. There's another layer. What do I do? Let's open this one. Oh my God, there's another layer. Imagine that. Dude, it's sick how deep this book is getting. And the more you really pay attention to all the nuance that happens in this book, woo! Dude, you want to talk about a key run? Forget about those key issues. Because look, the thing I was going to bring up before, there's the controversy when it comes down to what's the first appearance of Wolverine. Technically, is it in Daredevil number 115, where there's the advertisement and they actually show him there? There's also a Thor issue where they do the same thing. Oh, well, technically this one came before that one. Yeah, but if it was meant to be before that one, it's like, there's going to be people who are going to get really upset over that. There are people who get upset with the idea of, oh, issue number 180 is the first appearance of Wolverine. No, that's just a cameo appearance. The first full appearance is in issue number 181. Yes, but it actually says his name, and there's actually the logo, style font that they do with it. Yeah, but it's just a camera appearance. He doesn't really do anything. And it's like, yeah, but they do show the costume. And there's the whole argument back and forth. And how much you want to bet that there's going to be some people who jump onto the comment section here and want to start yelling. Maybe this will dissuade some of that. Start yelling, typing in all caps, the first appearance of Wolverine is in. And like, dude, you need a Valium. All right, you need to calm down. Maybe consider smoking a little weed or something. Tote some reefer, man, but you need to calm down because obviously they're both very important. And the brilliant amongst us who are going to deal in key issues and speculation, we're simply looking at it this way. Oh, I have issue 180 and 181. I don't have them anymore. I have both issues. So you say the first appearance is 181. Well, I'm only going to sell you this one. I'm not going to sell you the other one. I'm going to go to the guy who says that issue number 180 is the first appearance, and I'm going to sell him that issue. Because hell's to the yes. You know what I'm saying? I love when there's stark controversy like that in the comic book world. Because if you're trying to make some money off of your issues, you take advantage. You exploit that flaw in the system, dude. The flaw in people. At the end of the day, they're both really cool issues. So's issue 115 of Daredevil. So's that Thor issue where he's got an advertisement. If you're British, an advertisement. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at them and you exploit that. You take advantage of that. You work. You play all of your cards. Anyway, this is undeniably going to be an important character. The only proof that I have for that, because this is speculation, look at the root word, go to the Greek if you need to. The reason why I know that is based on the evidence of look at everything that, forget about what Tynion has been doing in the other books if you want to, all right? Look at how important the Upside Down Man is going to wind up being at some point in the future. Justice League Dark. Oh, I got it. And there's a cameo appearance too. So anyway, when push comes to shove, this is a cameo appearance. Now the first full appearance is going to be in Hell Arisen issue number 3, and which is going to come out next week. And then what happens? Issue number 89 of Batman is promising a first full appearance also. We're going to talk about that when that issue actually drops. I'm just giving you the heads up, my peeps. I'm just giving you the heads up. And if you're just here for the story, dude, forget about all that speculation nonsense. This is an incredible story. Maybe you're just here for the art. Got you there too. Literally, how many comic books are out there that are doing just that? And anybody who's thinking, by the way, there's a bunch of people thinking, oh, I know how this works because you're just going to, you're going to advertise this, James Tynion's going to make it and DC's going to make an announcement here and there about everything that's going on. You know the funny thing about all of this? DC didn't make an announcement of all those things at first. It was actually Tynion who did it on his newsletter. You might be saying, wait, he's got a newsletter? Yeah, and he's actually got 7 issues of it out. He does it weekly. If you didn't know about that, it's because it was never advertised. Pay attention to the key collector comic book YouTubers, because they're paying attention to all of this stuff. We are the ones who are reading that newsletter. We are the ones who are paying attention to all this stuff, to point this stuff out. So go to whoever you need to go to get that information, but definitely seek out that information. And eventually, listen, pay attention. Those of us like me who are willing to reveal their sources, where they get this stuff from, join like a Facebook group. You know what I'm saying? A comic book speculation Facebook group if you need to. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where I get all of my information by just literally poking around, looking at everything, comparing notes, you know what I'm saying, and just paying attention to all this stuff. That's it. You just look up, you make your own sources. You make sources and give me a heads up on what you're paying attention to for that. You know what I'm saying? But the problem that I have is that there are too many people out there who don't give their own sources because they want you to keep coming back to them for that. Like I said, I don't focus on only one thing on my channel, so there's that. So anyway, by all means, you could be your own speculator. You can get into it. And it might take you a couple weeks, might take you a month to actually get the hang of it, but you'll get the hang of it. It's not really that hard to do. You know what I'm saying? You see some of the people who are doing it now? Believe me, you could do it. Anyway, guys, this is a fantastic issue. No matter which way you shake that tree, you're getting ripe and beautiful, tasty-ass fruit coming down from that tree. You know what I'm saying? So definitely consider checking out this issue. Buy this issue. A good comic book store will have this issue, all right? Because they're not going to just be like, oh, yeah, I'll sell it to whoever wants it. You know what I'm saying? But people are running to go and get this stuff. And I mentioned this in my This Week in Comics review, and I'm also mentioning this stuff on my podcast that I do with Chillmonger, Get to Know Him If You Don't. Go and check out all that stuff on my channel because, on my YouTube channel, you'll get information how to find all of that information. Just go and take a look. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm out. By the way, the only way that all of your favorite YouTubers get paid is by watching advertisements. As long as this video went, there's probably going to be an advertisement. Hey, man, turn your phone sideways, hit like on this video, and go ahead and watch another video, whatever video you want, maybe one of the ones that are showing up on the side here. But let an advertisement run and watch your video in another window, please. That's the only way that YouTube pays your favorite content creators, is by you letting an ad run to its completion. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.